it's time to welcome our friend from Hal Leonard. So Mike Sweeney, thank you so much for being with us.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Well, this is fantastic to be here. It's a little different this time around.
Yeah,
I sure wish we could do this in person so I could make funny faces when everybody else is conducting, and also create.
It would have been so much fun. You've been with us twice already, don't you?
Yes.
So yeah, we had
Always a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Indeed.
so I will introduce you a little bit, if you don't mind, in French.
Certainly.
Michael Sweeney est le directeur of band publications pour Hal Leonard depuis un bon bout de temps déjà. Il s'occupe de développer, produire, enregistrer du marketing de toutes les publications pour les orchestres d'harmonie, donc scolaires évidemment. Il continue à écrire activement. Donc chaque année, il y a plusieurs titres qui sortent, encore une fois. Donc, savez-vous quoi? Depuis 1982 que Mike est avec Hal Leonard, publié un peu plus de 500 titres. Donc, et puis, écoutez, on ne tombe jamais sur une œuvre de Mike Sweeney, puis on se dit, ah non, ça c'est son œuvre faible, etc. Non, c'est toujours top-notch, toujours bien écrit, toujours bien conçu. Je pense que c'est un maître. Et puis, moi, j'oserais dire que je me revois en 82 assis avec mon saxophone ténor au Séminaire de Québec. Et puis, il y avait déjà Mike Sweeney de marqué sur mes partitions. Donc, c'est une espèce de légende, je dirais, dans le monde des orchestres d'harmonie. I'm saying that you're a kind of a legend in the band world, Mike. So
oh dear.
Yeah. Il y a des titres, évidemment, qui ont traversé les années. Ancient Voices, Imperium, Distant Thunder of a Sacred Forest et combien d'autres. Il a reçu des commandes, hein, évidemment. Ça, c'est toujours bon signe aussi. Du Eastman Wind Ensemble et du Canadian Brass Imaginé, donc le Canadien ici. Donc, on a une connexion avec ça. Donc, wow! Et évidemment, on demande pour un clinicien, conférencier, chef d'orchestre, etc. So, Mike, thank you again for being with us. Would you like to say maybe a few words about new publications at Hal Leonard in general, if you wish?
Certainly. Well, as you can imagine, it's a very strange time for us. We're kind of on the 6-month anniversary of the world changing, and band music as we knew it kind of came to a standstill. So we really slowed things down considerably. In fact, many of the recordings that you're hearing today, we were not able to get in the studio to record with our usual players. So we quickly had to learn how to do MIDI demos. So I spent a lot of time working with our writers and, well, even some of your pieces, we did the MIDI demos on and did the best we could. Thankfully, the technology has improved over the years. So it's of course not nearly as good as real players, but at least for now, that's one way of getting through this. But at our office at Hal Leonard, we were lucky to have other divisions to kind of pick up where the school of music dropped down. We distribute musical instruments and various other gear and materials aimed towards home learning and individual learning. But the school of music business really slowed down. We had to lay off several employees. We're still working from home. So I'm working from home every day. I get a chance to work out in the yard more and do a little bit more fishing.
Yeah, I know. I saw on Facebook one of your impressive catches. So, I love fishing as well. And so you love nature.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, we live out near the woods and a creek, and so lots of bird watching as well. So that part has been good. I really miss going into the office, but I don't mind being here at home either. So
yeah, I can see that. Yeah, that's obvious. So hopefully things will go back to normal as soon as possible.
Hope, certainly.
We all wish. Do some orchestras or bands in your area, do they begin to rehearse again? How does
it varies from school to school. Some schools are completely online, while a few schools are coming back. I think some of the marching bands that can rehearse outside and stay distanced, some of those folks are rehearsing. But not many schools are back to normal. But it's inconsistent. It's different from city to city and school to school. How about in your area? Are schools back, or are you still online?
Yeah, at the university or college level, many of them are online and half of the time. But for school bands, teenagers, they are back into school.
They
And
are.
we had the very good news yesterday from the government, as they will allow some students to get back together to form the bands and orchestras and to begin playing. So that was the good news of yesterday. So many schools will begin
Excellent.
playing next week. So we're very happy with that.
Well,
Yeah.
that's excellent news. I think your country is in much better shape than our country, and
Yeah, could be.
we follow your lead, and maybe we can get better at this. But yeah, I think you've done a better job than we have. So congratulations.
Yeah, but you know, teachers here, they do some heroic work. They are very tired right now. You know, all the protocol and the cleaning, all the measures, that's
Certainly.
very, very complicated. But they strive and they work very hard to get the kids to play. So they are very, very good, the teachers here.
Absolutely. Yeah, I appreciate all their efforts. I know it's a difficult time, but they do all of you are doing a terrific job. So keep up the good work.
Oh, thank you so much. So we're digging into the music now. The first piece, Chester. So would you care to tell us about the story and the music?
Certainly. Chester was composed by William Billings, I think about 200 years ago. A fairly well-known folk song here in the US. I'm not sure how well-known it is in Canada.
Not that much.
But it's a very nice melody. It's a very tuneful melody. And what I liked about it is the melody is attainable by young players. So I tried to create something interesting, and even at the easy level, past the melody, you'll hear it going from section to section. And it's not just block scoring throughout, but there's different times where different sections play. Not everyone's playing at the same time.
Yeah.
This is a part of our first concept series, which you have several pieces in that series as well. This is our easiest series. There are just single parts for clarinet, for example, all below the break, one trumpet part, one sax part. The low brass, you don't have to have a tuba or low woodwinds. If you have a trombone or baritone, that provides the bass line as well. So it's it's designed, I think, for first year players. Would that be the case, you think, in Canada as well?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So we try to, in this series, try to provide interesting and musical sounding arrangements. So even young players can learn aspects of musicality and play something that's interesting for them to be a part of.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's wonderfully scored and very simple rhythms there, very playable. So it sounds like a very nice march to us.
Should mention there are two percussion parts.
Yeah.
You'll hear in the recording is the advanced snare drum part, but there is also an alternate easier part depending on how far along your students are. And that easier part is only quarter notes and eighth notes, and the rolls are optional. So you have alternatives depending on the level of your students.
Yeah. Donc, en français, si vous voulez, donc les clarinettes sont complètement en dessous du pont là-dedans. Il y a deux parties de caisse claire, une plus facile, seulement des noirs et des croches. L'autre qu'on va entendre, c'est la partie plus compliquée, là, pour un peu plus de défis, dépendant du jeune que vous avez. Donc, Michael a vraiment fait attention aussi pour ne pas surcharger. Donc, c'est très aéré, encore une fois, très réparti entre les sections. Tout le monde a son travail à faire là-dedans. C'est super bien équilibré. So, Mike, we are going to play the tune now.
Okay. Just all clarinets and saxes.
Les phrases bien définies, c'est magnifique. Really contraste ici, fantastique. Échange entre les sections. Contraste la section en unisson avec les percussions qui s'arrêtent pendant un instant. Bel élément variété. Juste avant la fin, sur le rythme, ça amène encore une fois un élément varié. Wow, donc une belle marche si vous voulez introduire vos jeunes au style de marche très, très jouable, très intéressant à entendre, très léger, belle mélodie. Donc, je vous conseille chaudement cette première œuvre là, très facile mais super intéressante de Michael Sweeney. So, Michael, good job with that. That's very nice.
Thank you.
So, Hudson River Run now.
Yes. Hudson River Run was written for a school in New York. Along the Hudson River, you might imagine, where the title came from. And when they asked for a piece, they wanted a kind of a grade 2 piece, but they also wanted to involve their younger players. So they asked if I could provide alternate parts for their beginners. So the full set includes optional parts for first-year players. You can play it as just a normal grade 2 piece, but if you want to add in your beginner players, those parts are provided along with a score as well. It's not meant to be a standalone grade 1. It's meant to either do it as a grade 2 piece or to combine everybody together.
Donc, si vous permettez, on a ici 2 grades en même temps. On a le grade 2, 2,5, puis il y a des parties de grade 1 qui peuvent s'intégrer, mais les parties de grade 1 ne peuvent pas fonctionner toutes seules. C'est vraiment en addition au reste. Et puis, par contre, le grade 2 peut jouer sans les parties de grade 1.
And one comment on these multi-level pieces, I learned the hard way many years ago that if you just provide whole notes and rest for the beginning players, they get lost. They have no idea where they are. So I tried to come up with a melody to begin with that they could also play. So even if they're playing their own parts, it has the same shape and the same melody as the grade 2 part. It's just not quite as complicated. It's a little more embellished in the grade 2 part, but it's still melodic. I think they can still follow the melody along, even if you're playing just the grade 1 parts.
Mais ça c'est extraordinaire. Excuse-moi, Mike.
Sure.
Les parties de grade 1 ne sont pas juste des ponctuations de noir et de blanche, etc. Donc, Mike a découvert que dans ces cas-là, les jeunes se perdent plus qu'autrement et puis c'est pas intéressant pour eux. Donc, il s'est assuré que la mélodie est jouable pour eux. Donc, il a enlevé certains embellissements des trucs, etc. Donc, c'est plus simplifié, mais les jeunes sont quand même sur la mélodie. Donc, c'est vraiment intéressant là-dessus.
So quickly, grade 2, the scoring is, the brass scoring is for 2 trumpet parts, 1 horn part, which is covered in other places, 1 trombone, baritone, and tuba is our basic scoring for grade 2. In woodwinds, there is still always 1 clarinet part below the break. So that's just kind of anything you see with grade 2 from Hal Leonard has that type of scoring.
Cool. So may we listen to it now? Vous allez remarquer la présence, l'omniprésence des croches tout au long de la pièce. Et ici, le déplacement d'accent. Donc ici, décrescendo, on arrive à la section contrastante. Clarinette, saxo. Bel échange avec les percussions. Encore section lyrique. Élan vers l'accent ici. Et retour au style initial.
Well, even if it's one tempo, I try to provide different styles, lyric style and more of a marcato style.
Yep.
But all the same tempo.
Feature de timbales ici. Du tom-tom. Vraiment intéressant pour les percussions.
A brass chorale sound.
Yeah, that was Hudson River Run that offers a wide range of pedagogical and to musical work in that. So thank you, Mike.
I could also mention too that are you providing scores for everyone attending today?
Yeah.
PDFs. Excellent. As you know, we have our How Leonard YouTube channel where you can also see the full score and hear the full recordings anytime you want. So just make sure you check that out at some point. That's all free of charge, and it's a great place to see the new material as well as older pieces as well on our YouTube channel.
Yeah. Now, Celtic Air and Dance number 5. If you have not played those before, the number 1, 2, 3, 4, I highly recommend them. You always have a lyrical melody, Irish style, and then a dancing, a rhythmic part. And Mike, you're very fond of Irish music, are you? You love that music? You play that music?
I do, yeah. I always have. I have my my whistle handy whenever I play whistles, and also play the bowron drum. So it's
wow.
One thing in the pandemic. We have not been able to get together in our weekly pub session, which we are really missing that. Indeed, we used to get together at least once a week and play music together, and we can't do that now. And so
Can you give us a little example?
Very tough.
Can you give us a little example?
Oh,
Playing.
Ah, le son fonctionne pas.
well, that's
Ah, wow.
different
Thank you
sizes.
so much.
I hadn't practiced that, but
Wow. So Celtic Air and Dance offers a wide range, expressive ranges. So tell us more about that.
well, you probably see, oh my gosh, not another one of these. And I don't know how many of these I will do. This was a specific commission from a school that had enjoyed the other Celtic Air and Dance, and they wanted something else. So I'm always able to find more tunes. There are so many wonderful Irish tunes available, and it's always a treat just to do the research to find the tunes that I think can adapt well for younger players.
Yeah.
So this one has it's an old tune. Ned of the Hill is the ballad, and then the fast portion are actually a combination of two different polkas. You don't think of Irish music having polkas, but they clearly have their own set of polkas, and this shows a couple of those. So
Wow.
Ned of the Hill and two Irish polkas.
Okay, so we'll play it now. Vous voyez, tout de suite d'entrée de jeu, on va capter l'intérêt des jeunes et du public.
Another one of our MIDI recordings rather than live players.
Des beaux élans expressifs, crescendo, décrescendo, beaucoup de variétés.
I like extending phrases sometimes for added drama.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, what a surprise. It gets faster. Even low brass gets a melody.
Yeah, very important. I love that.
This is a repeated section that then changes the instrumentation the second time through.
Ouais, avec l'ajout des deuxièmes temps ici.
Now we move into the second polka.
Changement de texture ici, fantastique. Vous voyez des rythmiques très très simples, très très jouables, des bonnes articulations, liés détachés, staccato, hyper efficace, très payant. Wow, a lot of fun and very expressive in the beginning. So,
Thank
yeah.
you. Thanks.
Wow.
Those are always fun to work with.
Yeah, that is. So we're now arriving to Paine Mountain Legacy.
This is usually my writing is at the younger levels, and this was a rare commission for an upper level piece. So this is a grade 4, although I don't think it's too difficult. It's kind of mid-level grade 4 maybe. It was commissioned by a college in Vermont, Norwich University, and they were celebrating their 200th year of continuous band. I think they claim to be the oldest collegiate band in the US. Wow. So they wanted to commemorate that. And they had scheduled a trip to New York to perform in Carnegie Hall. Actually, it was March 12th. So 6 months ago today, they were scheduled to play in New York. And I was scheduled to, I had never been to Carnegie Hall. I was so excited to have the opportunity to go out. And the night before, they discovered that the virus had erupted in New York. So I had my boarding pass. I was less than 12 hours away from getting on the plane. I canceled.
Too bad. Wow.
Too bad, but the concert went on. They were the absolute last concert in New York before they shut everything down. So they were, and I don't think they've opened up since as far as concert venues. So I'm thrilled for them that they got to perform their concert in Carnegie Hall, but I was disappointed that I had to miss that. Yeah, maybe Carnegie Hall some other time. I don't know, but, but the piece itself is a celebration type It's varied styles and they had a lot of brass and percussion, so there are a lot of those elements in there as well. But yeah, it was fun to work on a grade 4 piece for a change. Scoring is for 3 trumpets, I think only 2 horns, 3 trombones, full woodwinds, of course, and full percussion. So we tried to give them as much excitement in it. I think it's about a 4.5-minute piece. You're going to play maybe just a portion of it, I believe, and kind of sample different spots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, vous allez voir l'introduction avec les bells, c'est fantastique, c'est magnifique. Les bois qui s'insèrent là-dedans, dans la résonance. Puis remarquez bien la mélodie tout en élan de croche. C'est vraiment super bien conçu. Et les percussions aussi là-dedans. Je remarque que les percussions sont traitées vraiment comme une section à part entière. On n'est pas juste dans l'accompagnement, on est vraiment en duo, en dialogue avec tout l'orchestre. Donc, c'est intéressant. Solo timbales, solo vibe. Donc, would you care to say something else, or we play the tune?
I think you can play the tune. It's
okay,
pretty self-explanatory. Yeah.
Yeah.
And lots of mallets here in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Dans la résonance, les bois, tout le band.
Backing chords.
Yeah. Et dialogue avec la timbale.
Dialogue between the percussion and the melody.
Yeah. Oui, magnifique, la fanfare, ça va jusqu'au la aigu pour les trompettes. Ça passe dans les sections, là, c'est magnifique, les échanges. On change d'esprit ici. Solo de vibes. Partie de marimba en roulement ici dans la percussion.
Hard to do tremolos with MIDI.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Percussion, encore une fois. Donc, reprise de l'introduction ici. Très bien conçu ici, clarinette flûte. Oh, very, very nice. Very interesting, Mike.
Thanks. Well, whenever doing a piece like this, I try to plan carefully the shape of the piece, the emotional shape. So it's always, it never stays in one place too long. It's always kind of going somewhere and providing some peaks and builds and some places for relaxing and tension to release. So it's important to keep the piece moving and having it always a clear direction that it's going towards and coming back from.
Yes, and you never lose interest all through the end. It's very interesting all the way through.
Yeah, I try, when I do even a reprise, it's never exact. It's always, I try to change a little bit here and there, and it's always kind of evolving as it's going through. So I get bored easily, so I guess that keeps me interested too.
Yeah. So now, before we end, maybe
just before, Michael Sweeney, I really enjoy the how can I say, the refinement of the orchestration in your piece. It's really efficient, really well thought, and also I really enjoy the fact that since many years you use more and more polytonality chords sometimes in some passages. It does an amazing effect with all those extensions. It's really, really nice.
Oh, thank you very much. That's one thing you can do with the more of the upper level pieces. You can kind of expand harmonically. You can do more of those things that you can do a little bit. I try to do interesting harmonic things even at the younger level pieces. But yeah, you get to grade 4, you have a lot more possibilities available to you. So I really enjoy expanding those harmonies out.
Yeah,
thank you.
Even in your younger works also, sometimes in a grade 1.5 too, there's a title I don't remember, a prelude and pursuit. You did that too in that piece.
Yeah.
Wonderful, like 3 tonalities at the same time, and it sounds great. It sounds really like natural.
Well, thank you very much.
Qui a fait
Voilà.
On m'a muté. Bon, alors j'ai démuté. Alors peut-être que vous avez joué le Broadway Favorites, les cahiers. Peut-être que vous avez été dans les Beatles, le film Favorites ou le Movie Favorites. C'est des options vraiment intéressantes où est-ce que dans un seul cahier, tu as plusieurs options de pièces et des pages solo tout le temps. Maintenant, on a ceci qui est nouveau, le Holiday Favorites. Donc, Mike a travaillé là-dessus avec d'autres arrangeurs. So, Mike, tell us more about that, please.
Sure. The favorites series, as you showed, we have several of those available. The holiday favorites being the most recent. The format for all of those is the same, and what we try to do is provide a book that you can play as a solo instrument or as a band instrument. So for every piece, every instrument book has one page to play as a solo, and the other page is the band accompaniment. So if you're playing the music as a band arrangement, they play the band accompaniment side or the band arrangement side. But if they want to play it at home, which is naturally in these times is very useful, they can play that. All of the instruments can play the solo parts. The recordings are available for free. Once you buy the book, there's an online link that takes you to the recordings. So the player can either play along with the recording, or you can use that as a band example as well. So it's really a very flexible type format that you can use it in band or even in small groups. You can mix and match, I suppose, having some parts playing the melody. Depending on what instruments you have available, you can assign the melody to any instrument you like and have other players play the band arrangement side. So I think, and for these times in particular, it could be a useful thing to have available, whether the kids are playing at home or you're able to get the kids in school in small groups. You can use it either way. Yeah. So, and this, we try to provide some of the better known holiday tunes and a mixture of styles. Several arrangers, I did a few, Johnny Vincent, I think did a few, and Bob Longfield, maybe Paul Murtha.
Paul Lavender.
Paul Lavender. So they're all correlated to different levels, although you certainly don't have to be using essential elements to play the book, but it does start from very easy up to about a grade 2 is as difficult as it goes. From grade 1 up to grade 2.
Yeah, and those are very playable and very effective arrangements, I think. And yeah, I agree with you. It's a very good options. I don't know what awaits us in a few weeks. Maybe we'll be back in our homes. Who knows? I wish not, but that could. that could happen. So that provides a very good opportunity to kids to work from home and to continue playing from a distance. So who knows? It's very good opportunity. So we'll listen to a few of them.
Okay.
Ceci, c'est Michael Sweeney qui l'a fait. Personne n'est confiné à l'accompagnement. Donc, Paul Lavender avec Feliz Navidad. Alors, toutes les pièces latino sont toujours une belle occasion d'impliquer nos percussionnistes. Comme ils disent en anglais, c'est certainement un crowd pleaser. Les Wooden Soldiers, Paul Lavender. Oui, c'est une écriture très simple, mais ça marche, ça marche. Des bonnes pièces aussi, et il vous reste quelques semaines, vous avez un concert qui s'en vient, vous complétez avec une pièce de Noël, les jeunes sont contents, personne ne s'arrache les cheveux de sa tête, c'est vraiment bien conçu, facile à jouer. Robert Longfield, c'est ici. Vous voyez ici l'élément de variété qui arrive juste à temps, là. Donc, je pense que ça conclut les extraits qu'on avait pour ça. N'est-ce pas, Alex? Oui, on est à la fin des extraits. Donc, vous avez aussi dans ce cahier-là Patapon, qui est arrangé par Longfield, le Silver Bells, donc vraiment des grands succès. Le Do You Hear What I Hear, que j'ai beaucoup aimé, arrangé par Michael Sweeney. Très bien fait, écriture encore une fois, super simple, mais tabarouette, ça marche, c'est super bien fait. Donc, Mike, that's a very good series, very playable and very effective.
Yeah, lots of variety in styles. And,
yeah.
And then the different levels, I think, is helpful too. So yeah, hopefully you make good use of that.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll do it. So, Michael Sweeney, thank you so much for being with us. Any final words? Any?
Well, it's again a real treat to see you, and next time we'll have to do this in person. A big thank you to Twigg Musique for taking care of us and doing a great job of hosting the session and all the great work that folks do there. I miss seeing everyone in person. I know it's a challenging time. Wish everyone the best. It's tough to stay positive and upbeat in this, but it'll get better. Sooner or later, it'll get better, and we'll get together again. In the meantime, be well and keep up the great work.
Yeah, and you know what? Let's say that we meet next year with you in Quebec City for the next session. Who knows?
Who
I'm
knows?
looking at Danny Lamotte right now, and so
Yeah, Danny,
yeah.
Danny Lamotte and Daniel Twigg says hi.
Okay, hi to them
They're
as
there
well.
in the background, in the behind the scene.
Yeah.
Oh, hi. I don't see any wine.
It's a little bit later. We'll have
Okay.
some. So
I'll be thinking of you then.
oh, so thank you so much, Michael, for being with us. It
My
was a real
pleasure.
pleasure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Take
Okay,
care.
bye now. Bye.
Bye.